Kugan Cassius, IFLTV, here at the Liverpool Olympia. Delighted to be joined by the Manchester Kingpin himself, Mr. Pat Barrett. What's going on, mate?
I'm in Liverpool now, though.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's
Does it change when you're here?
It's a change. Yeah, of course it's a change. So, it's like adopted city now. You know what I mean? From Manchester to Liverpool. Even though people say Manx and Scousers don't get along, it's bullshit that, really. You know what I mean? So, I spent a lot of time down here with Wayne back in the day.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're a good person, you're a good person. Doesn't matter where you're from.
No, true. But I'm not a good person. I'm not joking. I am.
We know you are. Hakeem Palmer in action there. What was your kind of take on his performance there?
You know what? He's a very, very good kid. You know, he gets behind the jab well, and he throws the 1-2. But in that fight, he damaged his hand. I knew that. I think it was around about the third, fourth round. He'd done his hand in, so we just stuck behind the jab. Boxed well. He's a good, clean, clinical boxer. I like him.
Let's talk about April 26th. Not too far ahead. What I've noticed though, a few interviews, your friend Tunde kind of, I'm not going to say running his mouth, but talking, possibly because you're not in close proximity. I don't know. You seen any of that?
You know what, I've seen it. You know what it is? If I was to go in to get into that, it's like it's about me and Tunde. It's not. It's about Lyndon and Yarde. So I'm not really going to get into that. Tunde said he was going to knock me out, but I mean, there's not much chance of that happening, really, is there? I mean, we all know that. So, but I've got a surprise for Tunde when I see him. Anyway, it's not a physical surprise, but I've got a surprise for him.
All right. Can you let us in on it off camera?
No. Off camera, you can. Yeah.
Trilogy fight there between Anthony Yarde and Lyndon Arthur. What happens, Pat? What do you think happens come April 26th?
Do you know what? I think what it is with Yarde, and I think they think what they did before, they're thinking the same thing, kind of mentality, and the respect that they've got for Lyndon is very minimum. So, well, in fact, I take that back really because they know it's going to be a tough fight, and it's not going to be an easy fight, and Lyndon's got a different frame of mind this time round. Than he had for the last one. I can see that. Mentally, everything about what he's done in this camp is totally different from what he did the last one. His attitude, his mannerism, his dieting, his nutrition, everything about it, everything. So, what you got to realise with boxers in this situation, it's not about what they've got to change or what they've got to do different. It's what they've got to create here. Yeah, as long as this is strong and with what Lyndon's got, he's got the right form, right attributes. He can fight, he can box. So even on the inside, everything's going to be different. Everything. Obviously,
on the undercard of Conor Benn and Chris Eubank, we've seen kind of the mayhem going on between these two. Chris Eubank getting fined $100,000 for this egg slap. What did you make of all that?
Do you know what? It's boxing, isn't it? Really, I don't think he should be fined $100,000 for it. Really, it's what sells the fight really, and that's making the fight even bigger than it is. You know what I mean? Because more people are going to, even people that weren't going to go, are going to go now because of this egg thing. So, really and truly, I think it's a bit too much to say he's going to get a fine for that much money for an egg. Come on. I mean, you've seen boxers out there smacking each other and not getting fined.
Throwing tables at each other.
Yeah, and all that shit and not getting fined. So I don't think he should be getting fined that much for that. You know, he should probably get a warning. But it's hype, it's boxing.
Just finally, Pat, obviously we saw your post regarding your nephew, Zelfa Barrett. Just a new direction for Zelfa.
Yeah, I mean, look, what it is to be quite honest with you, I mean, it's not like, it's a decision that was made, a decision that I made, and, it's not like it's a bad thing. I just think to some point when, it's like a father and son, really. If you look at like Mayweather and his dad and whatever, and before it becomes rotten, I decided to say to myself, listen, I think it's like I've took you to as far as I'm going to go on this journey, and I think because it's very hard to say, but if you don't listen, it's kind of like, for me, it's like I was the same with Brian Hughes. The minute I stopped listening, I was on that way. But I think, Zelfa might find it different because it's not the end of his career. And I think he can win a world title and he can go on to achieve what he wants to achieve. It might give him more of a. It's like putting your kids out into what would we say? Go and live by yourself. Go and defend by yourself. It's not easy now, so he might see things totally differently now. And now he's out there in the woods and in the jungle to survive, so he might do things a lot more differently and realise and start using the survival skills that I was telling him in the first place, what he was dismissing. Now we might just start looking at it and picking up on it and using everything positive. So maybe in one way it's a good thing.
Well, listen, sometimes you've got to do what's best for whether it's your family or whatever, regardless of whether you are family. It looks like that decision has been made for the benefit of yourself and also for Zelfa.
Yeah, because you know what it is? At least he gets an uncle back and rather than a trainer, because for the best of his life, I've been a trainer and I've been very regimental and I've been very hard on him in every possible way. And I think making a decision like this, it wasn't easy, after that last fight, but I decided to make that decision and tell him that, we sat down and I told him that I don't want to do it no more not because I think he's terrible, not because he lost. It's just that you're not listening to me, to the way you should be doing. And it's only going to turn out where we're going to fall out, and I don't want to do that. So that's the decision that I made.
Pat Barrett, much appreciate your time. We'll catch up with you kind of nearer the time for April 26th. Have you got anything else you'd like to add, my friend?
No, nothing really. Just apart from we've got our own shows coming up. We've got our own new kids, Niall Brown, who's coming through, who's going to be something special. So yeah, George Colleen, another one. So that's it really.
You're still active and still busy, Pat, as ever.
Yeah, of course I am. Do you know what? I feel more like I can take time out now and relax a bit more because everything's where it is. It's running nice, and especially when Lyndon wins this fight, in the next couple of weeks.
You'll never relax. Come on.
Pardon?
You'll never relax, I said.
I will relax. I relax a lot more than what you call it, than I was doing before.
Pat Barrett, thank you very much for your time, and we'll catch up with you nearer to Lyndon's fight with Anthony Yarde.
Cheers.